Welcome to The Explainer. Every generation of football has its defining icon, right? Pelé absolutely dominated the early years. Maradona inspired an entire nation. Cruyff revolutionized tactical play. And Cristiano Ronaldo became the ultimate unstoppable goal-scoring machine. Historically, the absolute greats of the game specialized. They were the very best in the world at their specific role. But today, we're exploring a massive paradigm shift. We're going to dive into the staggering resume of one player who fundamentally redefined football standards by, well, doing it all.
To do this, we're using a guiding philosophy drawn straight from our sources. Forget opinions. Let's judge football's GOAT using numbers, trophies, records, longevity, and the eye test. We aren't here to get bogged down in subjective fan debates or emotional arguments today. Instead, we're going to build an authoritative, completely objective case using purely factual categories.
So here's our game plan for today. We'll be breaking this down into 5 key areas. First, the ultimate dual threat. Second, passing the eye test. Third, dominating the biggest stages. Fourth, 2 decades of excellence. And finally, the new football standard. Let's jump right in.
Part 1, the ultimate dual threat. We're talking about breaking that age-old binary of striker versus midfielder.
Football history almost always makes you choose. It separates the ultimate goal scorers from the ultimate creators. Usually, you're one or the other. Take the traditional striker. They specialize in scoring, hovering inside the penalty box, just waiting for that perfect service. On the flip side, there's Lionel Messi. He completely flips the script. He operates as both the architect and the executioner, frequently starting his attacks all the way back from the halfway line before finishing them off himself.
Just think about this staggering number for a second. 1,370 plus. That represents his total direct goal contributions. It's a combination of elite scoring and elite playmaking that is literally unseen in the history of the sport. Most legendary forwards have to pick a specialty, but producing over 1,370 direct contributions, that means he's effectively doing the job of 2 world-class players simultaneously.
When we slice that massive number up, it gets even crazier. We're talking over 920 career goals, paired with over 450 career assists. When analysts look at his production per 90 minutes, he consistently ranks among the best ever in both categories. He was routinely finishing seasons with 50, 60, or even 70-plus goal contributions. That kind of balance is just unheard of.
And okay, speaking of goal scoring, we absolutely cannot ignore this number, 91. Back in the year 2012, he hit an unbelievable statistical anomaly, 91 goals in a single calendar year. That remains a world record for men's top-level football. He scored with his left foot, his right foot, headers, free kicks, inside incredibly crowded penalty areas, and on rapid counterattacks. He was scoring in every possible situation, often while starting his runs from deep in the midfield.
Moving on to part 2, passing the eye test. This is all about vision, dribbling, and just absolute perfect decision-making. Because, look, statistics are really only half the story. To truly understand how he redefined the standard, we have to look beyond the spreadsheets and examine his immense versatility on the pitch. He hasn't just played one rigid role. Over his career, he's been an elite winger, a devastating false 9, a traditional number 10, and a deep playmaker. He creates like a world-class midfielder, constantly designing moves with these perfectly weighted chipped passes and through balls that somehow find passing lanes before they even exist, just splitting professional defenses right down the middle.
And then there's the dribbling. It's like defenders knew exactly what he wanted to do, and they still couldn't stop him. Thanks to a low center of gravity giving him legendary balance, he doesn't just do tricks for a highlight reel. He dribbles through packed defenses and stubborn low blocks, simply because it's the most efficient way to score a goal. Elite defenders have openly admitted they just hope to slow him down, because stopping him, that simply wasn't realistic.
Which brings us to part 3, dominating the biggest stages, performing when literally everything is on the line.
True greatness isn't just showing up on a random Tuesday against a mid-table team, right? It's about delivering when the pressure is at its absolute highest. He holds over 45 major trophies, making him one of the most decorated footballers ever. Internationally, the World Cup, 2 Copa Americas, Olympic gold, and the Finalissima. At the club level, 4 Champions Leagues, plus league titles across Spain, France, and the USA. And individually, this is wild, an absurd 8 Ballon d'Ors, 6 European Golden Shoes, and 2 World Cup Golden Balls. He has won virtually every major competition available to him.
And his World Cup legacy alone is staggering. He's played in 6 World Cups and reached 3 finals. He holds the records for the most World Cup appearances and minutes, the most World Cup assists,
And he's the first player to ever captain a nation in 3 World Cup finals. For years, lack of international success was the one criticism leveled against him. Well, he completely silenced that noise by winning the 2021 Copa America, the 2022 Finalissima, and finally lifting the ultimate prize at the 2022 World Cup.
All right, part 4. 2 decades of excellence. We're talking over 1,160 professional matches.
You know, a lot of players have an incredible 3 or 4 year peak where they're just unplayable. But maintaining elite performance as you age, while the game rapidly evolves around you, that is incredibly rare. Trace this journey. He debuts as a teenager back in 2004. By 2012, he hits that world record peak of 91 goals. A full decade later, in 2022, he wins the World Cup and the Golden Ball. And as we look toward 2026, he's still deciding games at 39 years old. Think about that. Generations of defenders changed, managers changed, football itself got faster and way more tactical, yet he remained a relevant, world-class constant through it all.
Finally, part 5, the new football standard, being world-class at almost everything. Every single GOAT debate ultimately comes down to what you personally value most. Do you value pure goals, tactical innovation, pure influence? But when you look at his overall resume according to the data, he brings the complete package. Elite goal scoring combined directly with elite playmaking, unmatched dribbling and vision, decades of peak consistency, record-breaking trophies and awards, and an undeniable influence on the game. He didn't just break old records, he redefined greatness by becoming the ultimate goal scorer, the ultimate playmaker, and the ultimate dribbler, all at the exact same time.
And that wraps up our explainer for today. We've looked at the numbers, the eye test, the big games, the trophies, and the unbelievable longevity. So I want to leave you with one final thought. Where do you rank Lionel Messi? Does this unparalleled, multifaceted resume make him the absolute greatest you've ever seen, or do you still measure greatness differently? It's an amazing debate to have. Thanks for exploring this fascinating topic with me, and keep questioning the standard.